want him to do is bring this here. And now this is super solid. He can even think about pulling it back a little bit, and that'll get him some hamstrings and all that good stuff. He should have a straight line from here to there, which to me, it looks like he needs to bring his ribs forward a little bit. Can you slide your whole upper body forward just slightly? Yeah, there you go, good. Now, what I want him to do is first go up. So there's flexion. If he crushed his side here, he went too far, which he did. And now I want him to go up and hold, okay? Hold right there. So we talked about using gravity for our advantage. We talked about doing it for breathing. And now we're talking about using it as a strength stimulus. If it's coming straight down, he has to work against me here. You thought you were done with the glutes? Nah. So now he's obviously have to work direct hip abduction against me. Now, if I want to make it even spicier, maybe I have him go into my hand and up to the ceiling. And there's your scissor slide, which I think by his eyebrows, that might be a little harder. I don't know, okay? So keep pushing through me like you're fighting through an invisible force field, even though I'm here and I'm real. Good. Now hold there. Someone might do really well with just holding here, especially if they're learning, right? You're trying to say, all right, well, you don't know where your hip car is. Like, just pause at each spot. Does he keep his tunnel? Kinda. He got it back. It's even better now. Keep pushing that up and don't lose your tunnel on the right. Even better. So that's probably where his abduction is right now, which is good. Now he has that rod or that stake here, and he's gonna go ahead and guide it up, and now get away from my hand. 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 Now, I want you to try to parachute down to the ground, and let's see if you can get your knee to the ground without moving your ribs. Close, okay? So there's adduction. Do you see how instead of being able to fully adduct, he actually let his knee come forward? So he kind of lost hip extension. If you were gonna do an adduction drop test, that's usually one of the main things that you'll see is you try to bring it down, you try to bring the foot and the knee down at the same time, and one goes and the other one pops up, or it just goes forward. So we're training that position actively here. Now, what I want him to do is try to get back into hip extension away from me. Beautiful, good job. Very good job. Now, can you get your knee and your foot up to the ceiling at the same time? Slow, 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 slow. Take your time, take your time. Now just hold here because I know that feels really good. So just kind of hang out for 4 minutes, do a couple of breaths. Now, you'll continually bring your knee up and rotate your foot towards me. So, nope, other way. Yeah, there's external rotation. Now stay away from my hand and pull up into your armpit. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Up into the armpit, up into the armpit, up into the armpit. Beautiful. Now just hold that right there. Now, if he wants to kick people in the face, that might be a great position to work on, right? Kind of looks like it. Hopefully he doesn't kick me in the face after all the things I've put Ben through today. And now we want to go ahead and just slowly bring him in and down and then come all the way back. Beautiful. So that's 1 rep. Well done. Actually, really, really good. So questions about that? Let's have everybody kind of do 5 reps, but does anybody have any questions? Do you guys see how, one, we really need you to just kind of pause the person you're working with. Because like we talked about the first day, me and you talked about this, where it's like, they just come in and just swing their hip around. They're like, yeah, I've been doing my hip circles, right? But realistically, that's a totally different ball game than what he just did there. So that's where you might say, hey, you did 20 really crappy ones. Like, can you just do 5 really good ones slow for me? That would be even better. And when they don't know where to go, the best thing to do, like we've done over and over again this weekend, is isometric. Go there, stay there. When they pause there, it gives you an opportunity as the coach to go, well, does he have his abs? Did he move that over there? Did his chest turn? What do I need to cue him on to make this even better? Wow, he's paused there and I can just work on it. Now, let's have you do, one more. Okay, set yourself up. If I needed to give him a little extra stability, I could put a kettlebell on the ground here and have him hold on to it. I could have him squeeze it for some good tension. So let's go up, out, and hold. Good. Okay, so give me a really good exhale, and I want you to think about turning your belt buckle towards the ground slightly. And now I want you to think about not necessarily tucking your butt under you, but getting a little bit longer to the lower back. So the opposite of tucking your butt under you. There you go, good, okay. There it is, much better, okay. So now, this is the transition that everybody struggles with. The third one, up, out, and then the internal rotation. It's just really tough. So what I want him to do is, imagine I have a steak here, and you gotta go ahead and internally rotate. And now externally rotate. So bring your heel, nope, don't keep going. Yeah, exactly, just rotate. Good, now all the way back the other way, rotate. Now all the way back towards me again, externally rotate. Good. They're gonna remember this spot if you have them do this. Now, give me a little bit more juice, even better. Now come back towards me. Good. Last one. Now finish out your car so that I can tell that you know exactly where to go. Keep going, keep on, keep on, keep on. And slowly come down, parachute. Return, go back, out. And now, exactly. So on the way there, his external rotation wasn't clean. He kind of tried to internally rotate to bring it back. So we just broke down and said, that's internal, this is external. On the way there, it's internal. You go internal and go guide it back. On the way back, it's gonna be external as it comes around. So then when he came back, it looked a lot better. Everybody see that? This little kind of constraint here, super extra. Certainly do love it though. Don't you feel like it kind of helped you to really lock in? Yeah. So you're definitely gonna push your knee, your right knee into the ground here, and that's fine and great. But being able to have your feet, basically when you get reference points, especially for your feet, your hip feels more stable. Just like if you were standing and you didn't have your tripod, you're probably gonna not feel as stable as if you had your whole foot on the ground. So let's break out. You don't necessarily need the wall or the setup, but if you wanna try to use it, go ahead and do that. You can also do it on the wall, meaning like you don't need this. It's just nice to have that extra space here if you do have something against the wall. What we do in our classes is we usually just put a couple of yoga blocks against the wall, and then we just have a foot on a yoga block right here, and it works the same as these, we're just gonna keep calling them dinner TV trays, okay?